Well, hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to talk to you a little bit about dealing with people while you're doing field inspections. How many of you have ever done an inspection outside of a home, and as soon as you get started, someone comes out from across the street, from next door, wherever, from behind the bush? You didn't see them coming, but here they come, and the first thing they start doing is asking you questions. And they are not the homeowners. How are you handling those sort of people? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Handling nosy neighbors while doing field inspections. And I call them nosy neighbors because to me that's exactly what they are. If I am doing an inspection and no one comes out screaming and yelling, oh my God, what are you doing there? You need to get out of their yard. Oh my God, I'm calling the police. Then clearly they know that you are not trespassing and they are just being nosy. So how do you handle those sort of people? And we're going to discuss that because I know that there are a lot of new inspectors that are hitting the field and they are wondering the same thing. They probably had an encounter with someone. Maybe you talked to them, maybe you did not. So I'm going to give you one or two little scenarios and I'm going to tell you why you should say certain things and why you should not be saying certain things when it comes to this insurance policy. Once I had someone come from directly across the street. Now I didn't know she was back there until I seen her out of my peripheral vision when I was doing work this way. And I could see, and I looked back and I said, oh my goodness, who is this and where is she going? She comes across the street. She gets over where I am and she says, hi, how are you? I said, I'm fine. Is there anything that I can help you with? She says, oh no, I was just wondering, why are you over here? I said, I'm taking images. She said, oh, okay, I can see that, but are you taking images? Are you going to be coming across the street? Are you going to be seeing the rest of the homes? Because I just wanted to know, because no one told me that anyone was coming out. That was a nitpick in order to find out exactly what I was doing. And I told her, no, ma'am, I have no reason to come across to your home. She's like, oh, okay. Now, maybe it was the authority in my voice that made her go away, but she didn't continue to ask any questions. She just went on back across the street. But I went to a location, and there was an apartment building. It wasn't completed, and it had the green tarp around this gate, and the gate was locked with chain and a padlock. I had already talked with the insured, the owner of the building, and he states that he was going to allow me to go in because he's going to be a little late coming. And since it was 3 stories, it wasn't open yet. It had a lot of things going on in there. This was one of those checkups to see what was actually going on with the contractors for the buildings. So he gives me the numbers to get in the padlock. So while I'm standing there, I see a guy rolling down the sidewalk in a wheelchair. And I'm thinking that he's going to continue past, but he didn't continue past. Now at this moment, I was taking images of the signs that are actually on the fence. And he said, excuse me, exactly why are you out here? I said, I am taking images, sir. Is there anything that I can help you with? I always throw that out there. It's not something that I'm saying you necessarily have to say, but I do it to let them know, look, be on your way. This has nothing to do with you. Is there anything that I can help you with, sir? He was like, no, but that's locked and the owner doesn't live there. No one even lives there. He lives around the block, a couple of blocks over, so he's nowhere near. I said, I know exactly where the owner is, sir. Is there anything else I can help you with? He's like, oh, I'm just trying to make sure. Are you here for the insurance or something? Yes. Oh, all right then. Would you like for me to call him? I said, I have his number. But thank you. And he just eased on back a little bit, started heading like he was going back the other way, but at the same time, looking back to see what I was doing. And by that time, I had unlocked the padlock on the gate. And when I went in, he was sitting there watching me go in, looking like he had done a wheelie in his wheelchair. And you know what I did? Pulled the fence up. I put the chain back through the fence toward my way from the inside and locked it back with the padlock. Because at the end of the day, it's none of their business. And I don't know if anyone out there is assuming that Dietrich is mean as hell. That is not the case. You do not have to discuss what you're doing. As a matter of fact, you do not need to be discussing it at all. At all. Because it's none of their concern. If they see that you're working, right? You're dressed professionally. You're out there with a phone, with a tripod. You got a notepad in your hand. You got your ID badge on. You clearly working. Do you appear to be breaking and entering? Of course not. So why on earth are they coming over to ask unless to be nosy? And the last thing you want to do is to be discussing what's going on. Now I know a lot of you have probably been caught off guard, but just in case, this is moving forward. Do not discuss anything that's on the paperwork or anything that's going on with this insurance inspection, period. Because it's none of their business. Imagine if it was you. Imagine if it was you and you were at work or wherever you are and you get home and your neighbor trots across the street. Hey girl, how you doing? I just come across to let you know, just in case you didn't know, did you know your insurance people were here? Yeah, they were here. They said that they was here taking pictures for you because you were renewing your policy. Or, hey girl, how you doing? Your insurance carriers was here. Did you know they were coming to your home? Yeah, they was here. They said that they had to take images. They was all in the back and everything because they had to get these pictures because your insurance policy had been canceled and you were trying to open it back up. Do not discuss anything that's going on because all of that's going to come back to haunt you. Trust me. Some of these policy holders are not playing these games and they will be done contacted their insurance carrier and their insurance carrier is going to contact your insurance contract company and they're going to contact you. They may not sound as though it's going to be a big deal, but you'll realize it when you're not getting any work. Just say, yep, I'm taking pictures. If they guess that it's for the insurance company, then say yes and be done with it. Don't talk about anything else. I shuts it all the way down so that they can go on about their business and I can continue with mine. Because the last thing you want to do, once again, is to let any of this come back to bite you because you have been discussing what's going on with people that it does not even concern. They'll ask you all types of questions. Are you from the city? Are you here to perform a welfare check? No, I'm not here to perform a welfare check. Do you see the police anywhere? No, I'm not here to perform a welfare check. They are picking and digging for any sort of information they could get. And of course, that may be true. They may be concerned that they may be next. But unless they see you come in their driveway, they are not next. And you do not have to discuss, and do not, please, discuss what's going on with the insurance policy. Now, I hope that helped anybody who were probably worried about how do you deal with someone who comes up to you while no, you do not have to tell them anything. Be firm but professional and let them know without having to say a thing that they need to move along and keep doing your job. I hope that helped anybody who were probably in need of that. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. But you know I'll be bringing you back something later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.